Igbo Area TV on the Igbo.
How countries solve their problems between Nigeria and Malaysia. I count the Malaysians among the most reasonable and practical people on earth. You can ask me why. When they noticed that the Singaporeans were creating problems for them in the former Malaysia, on August 9, 1965, they convened the parliament and excluded the Singaporeans. The state of Singapore was only one out of the 14 states in Malaysia then. The Malaysians knew they had the majority. The parliamentarians locked the door of the parliament and tabled a motion to expel the state of Singapore from Malaysia. Fiam! All the 126 parliamentarians voted in favor of the motion, and Singapore was expelled from the Malaysia. One thing that had been the source of conflict between the two sides was what we call quota system in Nigeria. Malaysia wanted quota system for the Malays, but the Singaporeans wanted merit to be applied across board. There was no agreement between the two sides. See this. The federal government of Malaysia, dominated by the United Malays National Organization, UMNO, was concerned that as long as Singapore remained in the federation, the Bumiputera policy of affirmative action for Malays and the indigenous population will be undermined and therefore run counter to its agenda of addressing economic disparities between racial groups. Singapore was not also happy with the recognition of Islam as the official religion. The 1964 race riots claimed lives and showed how divided the country was. With the expulsion, the Singaporeans left Malaysia in sadness, becoming the only country in modern history to gain full independence against its will. Singapore was a tiny, resource-poor island. However, they began to implement all those lofty ideas of merit, justice, national integration, and zero tolerance for segregation and religious extremism they had been preaching, as well as adopting free trade and business-friendly policies. Expectedly, Singapore began to grow speedily. Today, from being a third world, tiny and poor country, Singapore is usually rated among the top 3 in the world in all human development indices. Singapore has a population of 5.9 million. Because of how tiny Singapore is, it has been embarking on land reclamation to expand its land mass. The land mass of Singapore has grown to 728 square kilometers, about the same size of Lekki Peninsula in Lagos State, compared to Malaysia with 329,613 square kilometers. In Singapore, 18.7% are Christian, 14% are Muslim, 11% are Taoists, 5% are Hindu, 0.6% practice Sikhism, and another religion, while 70.5% of the population had no religion at all. So what happened to Malaysia? It has peace because it no longer has the troublesome Singaporeans to contend with. Malaysia has not risen to the height attained by Singapore, but it is not doing badly economically. Malaysia is a multicultural and multi-confessional country whose official religion is Islam. As of the 2010 population and housing census, 61.3% of the population practice Islam. 19.8% practice Buddhism, while 9.2% are Christianity, 6.3% Hinduism, and 3.4% traditional Chinese religions. The population of Malaysia is 32.3 million. Singapore is also in peace and progress. Malaysia is in peace and progress. Both are good neighbors. Writing about its relations with Malaysia, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Singapore says, Singapore and Malaysia have a long-standing, broad and multifaceted relationship. Bilateral trade, investment, and tourism ties are robust. There are regular high-level exchanges such as the Leaders' Retreat, Joint Ministerial Committee (JMC) meetings, and Iskandar, Malaysia, and ministerial-level visits. Why was peace and progress achieved in the old Malaysia? Why? Because Malaysia was sensible to realize that being in the same country with Singapore would perennially bring conflicts, deaths, and backwardness, as they were ideologically, religiously, economically, and racially opposed to each other and would never agree. There is one country called Nigeria that does not understand this basic human principle. If a group of people like the Igbos are difficult creations and a source of perennial headache to you, expel them legally and peacefully. You will have your peace and they will have their peace. You will achieve progress and happiness once you have peace. But Nigeria is a country that is hard to understand. A country that constitutionally divides its citizens based on their ethnicity and religion, and still insists that the unity of the country is non-negotiable. Material by Azuko Onwuka, Agunze.
Thanks for watching Igbo Area TV. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also click the bell icon. Like our Facebook page. Join our Facebook group. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Bye for now.